There's people out there that really don't have family, really don't have friends. And sometimes they're alone, bro. And they kind of need that hope, that belief that someone's out there, doesn't even know them, but they care about them. Like, hey, I love you. You're purposeful. You have good intentions. You have value. You can add value to this world. Yo, what's up? It's your boy Jules from Change Your Algorithm. Welcome back to the Change Your Algorithm reactions page. Today we are checking out a video, which is pretty much like a short documentary from Matt D'avella. I don't know if you know him. Really dope YouTube content creator. He started kind of like in the minimalist space. If you don't know what minimalist is, someone who lives their life with like 5 shirts, same color, 5 pair of jeans, the same color. House is very simple, very clean, but very simple. Their whole consensus of life is you don't need much. So that was his thing for a while. I looked at his shit for a while. I kind of took some tips from it, to be honest, because being a minimalist kind of allows you to move faster in life and kind of not waste like brain power on decisions on like, yo, should I rock these J's with this two-tone shirt, or should I rock the off-whites with the off-blacks? You know what I mean? So yeah, so I liked him for that. But now I just came across this documentary on YouTube called The Problem with Self-Help Gurus. So I'm not gonna lie, he's reading Jay Shetty's book in the thumbnail. I'm a fan of Jay Shetty. I like him. Nate, sometimes I'm gonna put him out there. He don't really rock with Jay Shetty sometimes, which I understand why he might look at him, with the side eye. But I really want his perspective because he's kind of a content creator. He's kind of like he's not self-help, but he just shares how he lives his life. And if you want to pull inspiration from it, you can. So I'm curious to see what he says. Let's go ahead and dive into it.
So I think I'm in a pretty unique position to explore this topic. I've been a fan of self-help content since I was probably 16 years old. I've read many self-help books. I've implemented a lot of that advice into my life, and I've seen real improvements because of it. I also started this YouTube channel nearly 10 years ago, sharing the things I've learned and documenting my own habit experiments. I've done over 30 of them on everything from cold showers to powerlifting. I've made documentaries with self-help gurus. I've interviewed them on my channel. And I've even built my own course on habit change, which I eventually shut down, but more on that later. Over that time, I've seen how the self-help industry has completely exploded in popularity, especially on YouTube. There are thousands of channels teaching you how to fix your business, improve your relationships, master your finances, or unlock your inner masculine energy.
If you're not ripped, if you're not rich, if you ain't rare, if you don't stand out, if you ain't across the board successful, it doesn't mean shit to me.
Yeah, let me pause it right there. I don't know that dude's name with the tattoos, but that dude's like, hey, if you rock with him, cool. But I don't know. All the videos I've seen, bro, the man is like borderline psychopath. But he seems like he's doing well for himself, at least from the image. Is he doing well for himself internally? Who knows? But yeah, his energy is a little wild.
People share their ideas honestly and from a genuine desire to help others. On the other hand, you have those driven primarily by personal gain. This is where you find most self-help grifters. A self-help grifter is someone who promises transformation, purpose, or success, but whose real skill lies in manipulation. They rely on unethical marketing tactics and misleading communication, not to make a difference, but to grow their influence and line their pockets. It's hard to know someone's true intentions, but we can look at their actions. So rather than attacking someone's character or style, I want to focus on the core principles that help people rise to the ranks of self-help guru. And more importantly, how those principles can be twisted in deceptive ways to build fame and wealth. The first and most foundational among them, building a strong parasocial bond with your followers. This isn't a new idea. Psychologists have been studying this for decades. In his classic book, Influence, Robert Cialdini calls it the liking principle, and it's one of the most powerful tools in persuasion. When we like someone, we instinctively trust them more. And that's exactly why so many self-help gurus
Shout out to my boy
put so
Chris
much effort
Williamson,
into
man.
being
Big fan
relatable,
of-
charming, or funny. Because once you like
I
them,
rock with
influencing you becomes
Melissa.
much
What's her
easier.
name?
Oh, there's so much choice. How does anyone decide what pasta to eat?
But here's the catch. This is a one-way relationship.
Mel
In a
Robbins. There we
parasocial
go. I
relationship,
fuck with
the
Mel
audience
Robbins.
member feels like they personally know the creator because of the intimacy of the content. Eye contact with the camera, direct address, personal stories, behind-the-scene glimpses, but the creator doesn't really know them at all. Sure, they might read some comments or shake a few hands at an event, but they don't really know the millions of people watching their videos.
Logically, we know that Taylor Swift has 50 million Twitter followers and that in all likelihood, she is not talking directly to us. We know that we don't have real two-sided relationships, and yet, sometimes it feels like we do.
Take one of the biggest self-help podcasters in the world, Mel Robbins.
My boy
Journalist
about to
Scott
take
Carney, who
shots.
spent years investigating the self-help industry, has talked about how Robbins uses parasocial bonding to make viewers feel an emotional closeness to her.
Mel Robbins has never met you. She has no real relationship with you. And yet, there's a certain genius as to how she makes her audience believe that she's actually their friend.
It is always an honor to spend time with you. I'm so glad that you're here with me right now. I want to say it's always such an honor to spend time and to be together with you. Here's what I know about you. I know you're the type of person, you value your time. You're the kind of person who values information that can help you take control of your health.
Pause. All right. I'm going to pause right there because, like, that is very interesting to point out, right? Like, she loves to make everything very personal. And it's almost like complimenting somebody. I guess you could almost say that's considered like love bombing or some shit if you were in a relationship. But I always felt like that's just kind of what made Mel Robbins a good communicator, which was like making it personal, talking directly, because that's the same thing you would do in person. If I was talking to you in person, I'd be like, "Yo, what's up?" Oh, I like not only listen to you with my ears, but I like to look at you while you're talking like, oh, for real? Oh, shit. Because I want you to know I'm listening to you. I'm not just like, yeah. Because like, to me, it's like, bro, are we having a conversation or are you just like, you're hearing me and you're just looking around? You know what I mean? So I always took that as just great communication skills. But I'm curious to see if they feel like she out here manipulating.
I know you're the kind of person who values showing up for yourself. It is the perfect
I do
thing
value
for you
showing
to
up.
listen to at this exact moment in time, and you will feel better. I mean, just imagine that future. I can see that for you. And in case no one else tells you today, I wanted to tell you I love you, that I love you. I love you. I love you for listening to this, and I believe in you. And I believe in you. And I'm proud of you for hitting play on this episode. What you're hearing today is meant just for you.
Whether you love Mel Robbins or not, it's worth
All right, let me pause that again too. It's everything she said right there towards the end. Sometimes people need that. There's people out there that really don't have family, really don't have friends. And sometimes they're alone, bro. And they kind of need that, like, that hope, that belief that someone's out there doesn't even know them, but they care about them. Like, hey, I love you. You're purposeful. You have good intentions. You have value. You can add value to this world. So yeah, I'm curious to see where he takes this.
not. It's worth thinking about this type of communication closely. If you've never spoken directly to camera before like this, you might not realize how strange it actually is. As someone who does this for a living, I can tell you
It is kinda weird.
It's not natural. So I know it's easy to forget when you're watching a video, but this is what I'm looking at when I'm actually filming a video.
Hey, that's
There's
facts.
no
Yo, let me
humans
pause
here.
it right
So let's
there.
see if I-
Let me pause it right there. This is my setup. Damn, I hope I don't mess up the tripod. Holy cow, this is my setup right here, bruh. Got the laptop right here. Little tube light.
So let's see if I can channel my inner Mel Robbins. If you're watching this, I want you to know that I love you. I love the person you are. I love the person you're becoming. So make sure that you share this with your friends so they too can feel that love. And so we can grow our engagement numbers, increase ad revenue, and maybe even turn this into a book deal. I wasn't feeling that one, guys. Let's do that one more time. If you're watching this, I
He
want you
definitely
to know
taking shots.
that I love you. I think there are two ways to interpret this kind of communication. The generous view is that people are trying to help their viewers feel seen and supported. It's their way of spreading compassion and using language to lift people up. The less generous view is that it's a strategy. Much similar to how AI uses flattery to win you over, this type of messaging is a way to build affection and loyalty. We can't know people's true intentions, but speaking as a creator myself, I find the style of communication to be disingenuous. While I'm sure I've slipped into this kind of language at times, it's something that I'm much more mindful of and actively try to avoid. While the communication itself might feel genuine, it's really just a performance into a camera in an empty room. You know, I wasn't really feeling that one. Let's do that one more time. If you want to understand why some people build massive followings, even when their ideas are questionable, you have to understand the power of authority. Much like likability, authority changes how we listen. It shapes how much weight we give to someone's words, how skeptical we are of their claims, and how quickly we accept what they say as truth. If someone looks the part, sounds the part, or signals expertise in just the right way, we're far more likely to trust them, often without even realizing it. It's the same reason someone in a high-vis vest with a clipboard can stroll past security without an ID. We're wired to look for signals that help us make quick decisions about who to trust. Titles, credentials, uniforms, these all act as shortcuts that save us time and mental effort. And while some people are genuine authorities in their fields, others stretch or exaggerate their qualifications to appear more credible than they really are. Take Dr. Joe Dispenza. He talks extensively about neuroscience and quantum physics, so you might assume that his doctor title is in one of those fields. It's not. His doctorate is in chiropractic care. Sure, you can technically put doctor in front of your name, but that's not the same thing as holding a PhD or an MD. It's possible that Dispenza's title just carried over from his previous training as a chiropractor, but you can't deny that it helps him look more legitimate when he's technically as qualified to talk about quantum physics as your dentist. Another big name in the self-help world.
Let me pause that. That's crazy, because I'm not gonna lie, I rock with Joe Dispenza. Like, if you ever heard his stuff or if you ever read any of his books, like, this dude has books on like quantum physics, on like neuroscience, on the way your brain works, the way your brain attracts certain things in your life, the way your brain recreates things in your life. Like, and I'm not gonna lie, the dude is very smart. Like, and a lot of the stuff he talks about does sound very grounded and it makes sense. So I don't know. I don't know about. I'm still watching, but I don't know. I don't know if Matt maybe went at this. I guess he's just pointing out facts, right? Because now that I am curious, is Dr. Joe Dispenza, did he study neuroscience, or is he just talking from a dude who looked into it or got passionate about it? Yeah, I'm curious now.
Self-help world is Mr. Green Eyes. Sorry, that's Dr. Green Eyes. Jay Shetty.
I'm pausing it again. Sorry. So I told my boy one time, I'm like, yo, you should read Jay Shetty's book, or like, yo, it's dope perspective, or I was talking about him and in a positive way. And my homie was like, nah, I don't know. He's like, I don't trust dude with green eyes. I don't trust dudes with green eyes. And it made me laugh. And I was like, bro, like, he's like, yeah, I don't know. He's like people who are too handsome, they don't have perspective. Like they haven't had challenges in life, kind of. And it kind of made me laugh, but then it kind of made me think. So that's funny that Matt D'avella said Mr. Green Eyes or Dr. Green Eyes or whatever.
Jay Shetty. Shetty first exploded on Facebook, where he has over 30 million followers. He's since built massive audiences on Instagram and TikTok as well. And if you've watched his content, you know the vibe. Earnest, dramatic, very serious.
Yes. Forgive yourself for letting someone make you feel like you were easy to let go. Forgive yourself for making them number one when you were just a second thought. Forgive yourself for helping them heal when all they did was hurt you.
Forgive me. No, don't do it, Matt. Don't do it. I promised myself that I wouldn't make any personal attacks, and I'm not gonna do it. Jay, he's not my cup of tea. But putting aside personal preferences, he has been criticized for very legitimate reasons, including rampant plagiarism early in his career.
It's not like he reposted somebody else's meme. He crops their name out and puts in Jay Shetty. That's stealing.
See, the challenge is that we're meant to love people and use things, but today we use people and love things. We spend more times holding our phones than we hold each other. When you're young, you say, I love you because I need you. When you grow up, you realize I need you because I love you.
But it wasn't just the plagiarism that raised concerns. His entire backstory, the foundation of his authority itself in the self-help space, has also been called into question. One of the biggest pillars of Shetty's brand is his origin story, a story he's told many times in podcasts, books, and interviews. He describes being a business student destined for corporate life until one transformative lecture from a monk changed everything.
He went to go study being a monk for a few months. Or a year, I think.
Selflessness and service and kindness, and it just got me hooked.
He left behind the material world, moved to India, and returned with timeless wisdom. It's a compelling narrative. We have warm, fuzzy, almost romantic associations with monks. Humility, wisdom, and discipline. We love this idea of someone abandoning a comfortable Western life for spiritual enlightenment. But according to an investigation by John McDermott of The Guardian, there are several inconsistencies with his timeline.
Jay never misses an opportunity to remind people that he was a monk for 3 years. And typically when he describes this, he says, I was a monk in India and I traveled around a little bit across Europe.
I decided to turn down my corporate job offers and go and live as a monk in India for 3 years.
So I looked into it and I found ample evidence that he was actually stationed in Watford, which is a city just outside of London for the vast majority of the time that he was a monk. And that he had been in India for just a few months.
Some people might think it's perfectly acceptable for someone to embellish their story, to remove facts, or to smooth out timelines for the sake of a tight 5-minute television appearance. But there's clear benefits that gurus get when they bend their experience to create this kind of authority. As we climb further up the self-help ladder, we reach one of the most powerful forces in the guru playbook, the halo effect. Many gurus start out in one specific niche: psychology, fitness, business, nutrition. This may or may not be an area where they have real experience, expertise, or qualifications. But as their audience grows, that niche can start to feel limiting. So they broaden their scope. They do this with the halo effect. The halo effect is a well-documented cognitive bias where you... Actually, you know what? Let me hand this one over to Jay.
We ascribe certain qualities to someone based on something we like about them. So if we find someone attractive, we say they must be trustworthy. If we think someone's good at talking or we enjoy the way they speak, we're like, they must be organized. If someone has a good job or dresses well, we say, oh, they must be driven and focused. So we start giving them qualities that they haven't actually showed us they have, and we set ourselves up.
That's actually kind of true,
failure, because we're hoping for them to have more than they've actually told us they have or shown us they have.
Yeah, it's so fascinating.
It's why Dr. Mike Israetel can move from fitness advice to political commentary, or how Jordan Peterson can start out as a psychology professor at the University of Toronto, then expand into areas like climate science, culture wars, and political identity. To be clear, I don't think you have to hold a degree to speak on a topic. That would be ridiculous. But we should be wary of how easily confidence can distort how we interpret a message. Popular family physician and content creator, Dr. Mike, a different Dr. Mike than I previously mentioned, calls this the epidemic of the I know-it-all expert. And he argues that our collective discomfort with uncertainty is exactly what allows bad actors to thrive.
There are too many of these experts out there claiming to have all of the answers when the rest of the scientific community has questions. Now, this may surprise you, but you and I are both partially, if not more so, to blame for this epidemic.
Damn.
When someone says to us they don't know, we're quick to judge, we're quick to dismiss.
The irony, as Dr. Mike points out, is that the real...
I'm going to stop it right there, mainly because my laptop is about to die, but also... This is such a good documentary. At this point, I don't even want to chime in no more. I just want to like really soak it in and watch it. I like what he's showing. You know, me being a fan of Jay Shetty, me being, you know, I rock with Mel Robbins too. I don't look at these people as Jesus Christ. You know what I mean? Ain't nobody touching Jesus Christ and my Lord Savior and his father, G-O-D. But I do sometimes pull inspiration from positivity, people who kind of share a healthy perspective. I always love healthy perspective, positive perspective, optimism. That's what I was raised on. So I'm kind of stuck in the middle. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you think most of these gurus are frauds. Let me know if maybe you think they start off with good intentions, but and then, you know, like any business, you kind of have to make sure, you know, you're retaining your audience. You have your audience coming back. They're supporting your books. You get what I'm saying? Like maybe they start to embellish certain things or do certain things to make sure the business thrives or continues, so that way they could continue serving a bigger community. But let me know what you guys think, you know, because I'm stuck in the middle. So yeah, check out the full one. It's on Matt D'Avella's page. It's called The Problem with Self-Help Gurus. All right. Appreciate you guys pulling up to the Change Your Algorithm Reactions page. Make sure you see us in the next one. All right. See ya.